Alrighty, we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gaming with Gyoza Planet with your host Gyoza Planet. And there's been a absolutely massive update to Hawked. Okay, first off, hello. I'm the little talking Gyoza in the corner. I play video games on the internet and I talk about them. So, if you follow me, you know that I one of my favorite games is this game called Hawked. It's a PVE, whatchamacallit, uh, extraction shooter, themed around like old school comic books. It's a very fun, great time, and yeah, it just got an absolutely massive update. So let's see what's in it. So, Hawked 2.2 update notes, Ventures 3. So this is the third part of this overall season. So there's a ton of new stuff. Yeah, the final. So basically, this is the last. I'm going to wait for the intro music to finish, and then I will keep talking. Okay, so this is the third and final part of the Vector chapter. Vector is the robots that have been invading the island and everything, and now we get to fight them off and finally manage to make it to the next part of the story, which is going to be very fun. So, what's new? Well, first off, new artifacts and a fourth artifact slot. So, this is absolutely insane. Normally, you only have 3 artifact slots. Artifacts, if you don't know, are items that you can equip that give you special effects. For example, one of them highlights enemies when you deal damage to them. One of them lets you follow enemy footsteps. One of them reloads your weapon when you eliminate somebody or heals you. Another one heals you when you eliminate somebody. One of them has your grenades explode into smaller little mini explosions. One of them like heals you when you have random buffs running, and then you have another one that gives you random buffs when you start a fight. So those two go together quite well, etc. So normally you only have 3, which kind of limits what you can do and everything. A fourth slot is absolutely insane because what this means is that some of the best loadouts can already become even better. On top of that, they've added in 3 new artifacts. The first one is the Hermit's Crown. This artifact was designed for those on a spiritual journey. Out in the wilds of Exile, Headpiece could offer a distinct connection to the mystical nature of the island itself. Nowadays, Bjorn wears it to make abundantly clear that he wishes to be left alone. So, basically, how this works is that when there is not an enemy within 22 meters of you, you can do pretty much everything faster by a pretty significant margin. 19 all the way up to 25%. Weapon aiming, so that's aim down sight speed, reload, or cooldown speed for energy weapons, stamina regen, shield recharge, and gear cooldown. And if you have enemies who are knocked in your radius, they don't count, which is this is going to be really good if you're playing solos, which I will get to that because they have changed how the overall matchmaking works, and I am incredibly intrigued to see this because it's going to be fun. So, next one, Ritual Torch. According to Grail Scientist, the lizard adorning this torch is alive. However, no matter how many tasty treats it was offered, the critter refuses to leave the torch. Its sole goal is to tend the fire that burns within the torch's mysterious gem. May your flames never fade. So this one is that whenever you do explosive damage to an enemy, you set them on fire for a duration. And then on the legendary version, if you are on fire, you also apply burn to enemies with any kind of direct damage, so bullets, grenades, melee, whatever. Seeing as there's a new class card that's flame related, this is going to be, I'm guessing this is key for its overall build also. So. Oi. Oh yes, we have new stuff. We have a lot of new class cards actually, I will be getting to them. So hold on, I want to... Oh yeah, okay. Hold on, there's a lot of stuff going on. Let's take this one step at a time. Oh yeah, also look, we have a fourth slot, which is... Okay, this is crazy. Okay, hold on. I'm going to finish reading here and then I'm going to get into game. Okay. And then the third new artifact, the Restoration Jug. This beautiful jug was long ago used to collect the healing waters along Exile shores and riverbanks. The same stuff that's in the Cola and the Pure Water Elixir, which is a different artifact, etc. Note how the Wondurium ornament has mended the many cracks along its exterior. A priceless piece, which is why we must stress once more, stop using this for chugging contests. Wow, okay. That's funny, that is funny. Okay, stay hydrated, stay in the fight. Common quality. Instead of Hilo Cola, drink from this artifact to restore 50% of your maximum health, and it has a 30-second cooldown. And interesting. Okay, so from the sounds of it, how this is going to work is that basically, normally when you hit the Hilo Cola button, you take 2 seconds and you drink a Hilo Cola and it heals you 40 or 50 health. What this does is that you'll drink this instead of the Hilo Cola, so this is infinite use. You drink it first instead of the Hilo Cola, so it's top priority, and it's 50% of your maximum health. So if you have artifacts or class mods or something like that boosts your max health, this becomes really valuable. And at legendary, it's up to 65% of your max health. I see this being incredibly valuable for like either very defensive tanky builds, or for like very defensive tanky builds, or also for just meta builds, although it depends, because there are also a couple of other ones that people might prioritize. Also, there are new cards, and I will actually go over them here in this menu. Nope. So, the new class cards are, first off, Wrath Raven, the Savage Scav. Performing a finisher on an enemy drops 10 more Scorn trophies, this thing right there, and pings the closest rival renegade. And also, this is not a normal class card. This is actually a class card that was the winner of the contest, which I'm still miffed about, because I also submitted a class card, and it turned out that class card was pretty much identical to this class card. I'm still incredibly miffed about that, but whatever. So, interesting. And so you've got Hunt Claw, Echo Scav. Okay, so this seems to be an ambush style class. Basically, so this one lets you see enemies' footsteps. I'm guessing you use this to real enemy, so you scan you can find enemies, scan them, pull yourself to them, eliminate them, do finishers. It will ping their closest buddy / other rival if you happen to run into another solo player, and you get bonus score and trophies. Okay, that's good. This one, the Shadow Slasher. This one is interesting. So, sprinting does not interrupt invisibility if you carry no firearms or armaments. Invisibility wears off 50% quicker while sprinting. And that's a tagline, that's a reference to another game. So you have, Veteran's Blade, which makes sense. Fringe Freighter, so you can trigger invisibility. Hold on, what does Maelstrom do again? This is damage and duration per every empty weapon slot. So that pairs really well with this, actually. And actually, once you get that to... No, you still want to have no guns, because otherwise you can't trigger this effect. Interesting. This one reduces the max health of enemies in the area, and this one gives you bonus melee damage, and it's increased even more because you have an empty weapon slot. So basically, from what I'm getting, the idea with this character is kind of you basically use invisibility, sneak up on somebody. So basically, use invisibility, sprint towards somebody at high speeds, which, depending on how skilled they are, it might not be super effective, because invisibility is not actually fully invisible. You can kind of still see outlines, but still, it's kind of dang hard to see people. And then you just kind of slash at them with Veteran's Blade, and then just get to hacking. And then you can dip out. Okay, I like that. This one, Astra Throwback. The Time Trapper. After teleporting with the Snap Track, which is the little camera here, you leave behind a grav thingy. Interesting. Hold on. How does... Okay, this is an odd one. So, this is the key part of your loadout, or setup. Is you take yourself, basically, you set an anchor, and then during those next 12 seconds, you can activate it again, and you teleport back to the spot. And so it seems that you can... Oh, I see how you're supposed... I think I get how you're supposed to use this. Okay. Oh, no. What I think, from what I understand from this, is that you're supposed to basically run at enemies, take fights with them. So basically, you take fights with an enemy, and then you... Oh, I get it. Okay. So basically, you start a fight with an enemy. You use Snap Track. Let's say you set Snap Track. You run into the enemies. You start fighting them. You can activate Snap Track. This will teleport you backwards and activate this thing, which pulls enemies towards the center. You can also... I don't know why this is here. I suppose this is to track enemies, which is convenient. No, actually, this is related. This is another piece of the update. This is actually pretty important. You have fallback frog, so you can actually go farther back, and then using snap track, which will send you backwards if you use this correctly, and Hermit's Crown, what this lets you do is, yeah, you'll get increased buffs. So basically, you're basically setting up devoider ambushes. You're basically setting gravity, like black hole ambushes. Okay, this is going to be one of those incredibly complex to use. This is going to be one of those complex to use but potentially quite strong class cards. I'm intrigued to see. Next one, Big Chugs, the Iron Gut. This one, yeah, this one is kind of nuts. Receive 75% of missing health as a temporary shield boost when consuming any food or drink. Now, notice this. Any food or drink. Gelatinum, as you can imagine, and if you've seen my videos before this one, once you have it upgraded, it spawns healing fruits. That's good. So you can eat the fruit, and then if you're missing health, you get a bonus shield. I'm not sure why loaded D20 is in here. Yeah. This one gives you bonus max health. This one lets you take damage. Oh, I get it. Oh, this should be fun. Okay, so this is a restoration jug, as I mentioned from before. Yeah, as you can see, you drink from it instead of drinking the soda, and it's based on your maximum health, as you can see here. What Calder Scorn does is increases your maximum health. What Bloody Blade does is that you can reset cooldown to take damage at the cost of your health. This one gives you shield. This one spawns fruits. So how I think you're supposed to use this is basically you use Color Scorn to increase your maximum health. Restoration Jug pairs with that, and you can use Bloody Blade to Okay, I get it. So basically, let's say you're in a fight. You have Color Scorn, which gives you maximum health up. Okay, let's say you take a couple of hits, you're down to 50 health. You'll and your wall's on cooldown. You can use Bloody Blade. You'll take some damage, but the wall's cooldown is reset. You'll eat a fruit that gives you some health, and you also get a huge shield boost, which like actually 125, 160. Yeah, you'd get something like you'd get 75 shield basically as a temporary shield boost, and you can drink Restoration Jug to get all of that back, and then your shield will recharge over time. Okay. I see where they're going with this. I will have to try this one out, especially once I get it, because I don't actually have it. It will be fun. This one was modified for a short bit. This one is modified. Basically, it's the same one as before. I never managed to get this one. I never managed to actually get this one, so I don't own this card. And then this one, I was right. This one is Ritual Torch. This is where it comes into effect. So you have Infernal Lantern, which sets people on fire. Bingo-matic, which explodes. Oh, I get it. Okay, so basically, the effect of this class card is 35% of expected burning damage is dealt instantly. Basically, how burning works is that it's over a time window. Let's say you're going to take 40 burn damage. You've been hit with burn, and you'll take 40 burn damage. The game internally takes that amount. It takes the 40, starts a little timer, and then every time that timer activates, so it's like 0.5 seconds or something, and every time that timer activates, you take 2 damage, and the total number is decreased. So the first time you take 2, the 40s drop down to 38. Or 0.5 seconds afterwards, you take 2, the little numbers drop to 36, etc., etc. So, what this does is that, let's say 35% of that damage, let's say you were to take 100 burn damage, not realistic, this is for the sake of example, you would suddenly immediately take 35 burn, and then the remaining 70 burn damage would be dealt over time. Infernal Lantern applies burn, which is very good. Bingo-matic doesn't apply burn, but it does explode. And this also explodes. And this also explodes. And what does Ritual Torch do? Any explosion damage you inflict on enemies also burns them for a duration. And that burn damage is dealt instantly. So what this means is that if you can lure somebody into the Bingo-matic, or even if you just hit them with grenades / they break your shield, you're dealing a lot, and I mean like a pretty hefty amount of fire damage to them. And now, I'm not sure about the legendary effect, because I'm not exactly sure how you set yourself on fire with this loadout. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you hit yourself with Bang-O-Matic's effect and you have this card equipped, I don't know. But honestly, all of these look really cool. This one looks pretty strong for like as an ambush character. This one very complicated. Looks. Whoops, that is my watch. Excuse me. This one also an ambush character. This is like the stealth counterpart to this character, which I'm absolutely thrilled about. This one looks like a more like this is like the, I suppose, like kind of like go alone counterpart to this character, who like who's kind of like the team support healer. This one I don't know. Basically, you just play around rivers and stuff like that. This one looks like it's gonna be really fun. It might also be really strong if you can hit everybody with all of these explosions. Okay, that's the new class cards. But don't worry, there's still more because this is a very big update. So, new stuff. Matchmaking. There is no longer, as you will notice here, there is no longer, hold on. Wait a minute. This isn't right. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. So, in theory, it's supposed to be combined queues, where squad and solo modes are now combined. So it's just going to be treasure hunt, and you can either choose to play with other players, or you can choose to play alone. Now, don't worry, if you're playing alone, it's not going to be an absolute loss for you, because solo players get buffs. They get increased health, increased shield damage, increased PvE damage, and also reduced shield cooldown. And you can queue up right after a match, which is quite nice. I don't know what's wrong with my Hawked. Actually, hold on. I have my phone here. I can check the Discord because it is quite possible that there are technical issues on this end because I did do the update. I just did the update. That's odd. Okay. So, in theory, this is supposed to be, it's supposed to be combined. Perhaps it's simply a visual glitch. I'm not sure. Okay. Ooh, okay. Alrighty. Anyways, new stuff. First off, we have a new character to hopefully run into. Diego. He's going to be an AI character who walks around the map, who's mostly looking for treasure. From what it sounds like, he's going to be either neutral / friendly to you, and he has a chance to give you treasure, which is quite nice, because bonus treasure is always good. A new encounter, which is those like little puzzles that you do to get glyphs. The circuit sync, which is going to be a wire mini game, which will be fun. And then Agent Kappa, this incredibly annoying guy, has finally decided to step up his antics and well, basically, he has a new radio to send messages during battle, so it is quite possible that we'll get, like, disruptive messages in the middle of a game that kind of, like, taunt us. And, also, you're sure to encounter him at least once per match, which means, after a month and a half, I can finally finish this quest right here that I have been trying so long to beat, and I could never do it because he would never actually spawn in. Now, from what it sounds like, he is guaranteed to spawn in, so this is going to be incredibly awesome. Honestly, I'm also incredibly hyped to fight him because I've seen nothing of him. I've seen no, like, videos about him. I've seen no posts about him. I know nothing about his fight. All I know is that he has a Devoider, he has, I think, laser cannons, and one of the energy weapons, and that's it. That's all I know. So, also, anyways, new changes. Renegades will also encounter caravans at least once per match. So, caravans and Agent Kappa will be guaranteed at least once per match, which is going to mean that there's a lot more stuff for you to do. You don't have to just go get the glyphs. You'll also be able to get at least one common artifact, and you'll also be able to take down Agent Kappa, who also holds loot, and I think he might also steal loot from people he takes out. Vector depots are now guarded by alarm towers, which is very good because, especially in something like ranked, it was basically a free artifact, which is like a guaranteed 200 points, which is insane. Disciplines have they've been hitting the gym. They've got bonus health and they deal more damage. And it turns out Vector goes to the same gym as well because they have also gotten stronger and deal more damage. And so yeah, increased damage and increased health. You can set those little drones on fire whilst it's sitting on other monsters. Quite nice, especially if you're using something like hot shots plus shotgun or just hot shots in general. And also updated to be fair when attacking large groups. So I think that like there are certain encounters where you just like fight on like you're fighting like a horde of like 8 vector bots, and normally you would just die. But yeah. Now this is some really good changes. First off, disguised or invisible enemies can now be spotted by PvE enemies if they get too close. The closer to an enemy, the faster they'll be spotted. Disguised is something... So, disguised would be something like the ambusher, where you actively disguise yourself, and then invisibility would be something like where is it? Something like this, the French Fader. So you go visibly invisible. So, I'm guessing this is going to be over time, which means that you can't just sit near an enemy being like completely. Which I'm guessing what it means is that you can't just completely bypass a lot of enemy encounters by sitting in the by using the bush thing, which admittedly was quite funny but was a bit strong. Total bonus to reloading, cooling, switch aim speed of weapons from different sources is now capped at 35%. This is good because there were certain artifact combos that like made it go through the roof, I'm pretty sure. Handling buffs now grant the maximum bonus, so they will grant 35%. This is good, and also incidentally, this makes Tex Rollum better now, because whenever you get the handling buff from, either the drum here or the attack thingy, it's guaranteed to be 35% instead of, I think it was like 20-25% before. Poison now deals damage directly to health, which makes it incredibly, which actually makes it a lot better of a grenade. Because beforehand, it was a not great grenade. You could just move out of the area and it didn't really deal much to you. Now, this is basically the opposite to the anti-shield grenade. Anti-shield grenade still does like 90 points of damage in one hit, which is insane. But if you happen to have an enemy who happens to have like a huge, like they managed to get like a golden shield early on, yeah, you can help deal with that. I think this will also be good against like some vector bots or something, especially if they're like there's shield totems around and everything. The shock rocker and electrical traps no longer stun constantly, only periodically. This is good because beforehand you could just completely solo pretty much any encounter with the shock rocker. And also, this I'm looking forward to. Highlight negative effect, which was the effect that happens when you visibly like scan somebody. So for example, this is the effect granted by actually I will point it out right here. This is the effect granted by the, I think it's called helioscope. If I can find it, I will. Here we go. Yeah, the scans. So this used to be, it used to say that it highlights them. Yeah, so it highlights targets, but now it's called scanning. It also has a bonus thing where it grants a small chance to deal critical damage to any enemy body part, not only weak spots. So what this means is that 10% to players, 20% to enemies. What this means is that if you shoot them in the torso, you have a, let's say it's a disciple, you have a 20% chance to deal headshot damage while shooting them in the torso. This is annoying. I would say this is annoying because it invalidates my Zen92 guide video, but not quite, because it's kind of, it's if you're using this item or items of this category specifically. So that's actually pretty good, because beforehand highlight was good for like tracking where enemies are going, but it didn't really help you directly in combat. And so actually, I think this might make a specific class card, this one. I think this might make this one quite good, especially with the Raptor and this one, the footstep one. Yeah, because when you step on them, you scan an enemy, so they don't know they're being tracked. Interesting. Yeah, so it gives them, you have a chance to get, like, headshot damage, which is pretty good. So that's going to make this character just inherently better, which I'm all for. Now, movement changes. Movement, hot topic, and hawked. Some people hate the before, some people hate the after. Let's see what they've changed. So first off, knockdown movement speed bit better. That's good, because beforehand you were kind of just dead in the water. Rising from crouch position when entering ADS state. I think this is to do with some snipers, or actually, hold on. I wonder if that means they got rid of like the little edge peak thing. If so, that's kind of lame. But hold on. Okay. we will see in a moment here. I'm just gonna grab literally any gun. He's going to grab any gun, he says as he... Okay. They did. Oh, that sucks. So beforehand, when you were standing next to cover, you would just ADS and it would automatically pop you out of cover, and now you have to manually do it. Which, I will admit, I do wish this was a toggleable setting instead of necessarily just... I wish it was a setting instead of, like, something that they decided to remove, because it was actually pretty useful. But, eh. Now, actually, I am curious. How does this pair with sniper rifles? Because normally you can't crouch and... Okay, so you still can't crouch with sniper rifles, but, okay. The window when renegades can't slide jump after starting the slide has been reduced. So beforehand, I'm guessing when you slide and then when you jump, there would be a delay, and it would basically be there a period of time where, like, you couldn't do that. Now, as you can see here, I can just directly slide, jump, slide, jump, slide, jump. This is going to make some people incredibly happy. I just kind of hope that it's not excessive, because having to deal with a enemy renegades constantly doing this is incredibly fatiguing, I'm going to be honest. But, actually, I've just realized something. I'm going to head back to the menu. I've just realized it's kind of been silly. But, okay. You can now dodge creatures' attacks with a roll or quick sachet away. I'm looking forward to this, actually. Sachet, I'm not sure what they're talking about here. I think they mean that if you, back out, like, if you, like, walk away from an enemy, you can dodge it. I hope it's that, because otherwise, it's a bit odd. There is no sachet. You can't, like, do a dance move to dodge an enemy, but, okay. Anyways, also, the menus are still here. The menus is going to be exactly the same whether you choose solo or squad. It's just that you're going to be, like, if I hit play right now, there's a chance that I run into, like, 3-person lobbies, or, like, teams of 3 people. It's, yeah, my fault. Balancing, Omni Repeater, okay, they made it work on the last shot. Legendary effect no longer triggers on a kill if the last shot requires more ammo than you have. Spectre's gauge damage reduction was dropped. This is good because from what I understood, there was, like, it could get really ridiculous. Pure water. This I don't understand, because it says cooldown no longer applies after taking damage, except it's kind of built into... Okay, I'm going to see in the inventory, actually, what it says directly. Oh. Restores 1.6 health per second. Restoration is briefly reduced by 50% after taking damage. So it's a constant effect now. Hold on, if we go to Booney, who should be, like, down here some... Nope, that's not Booney. Here we go. Reduced by... Okay, this is actually pretty good. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically, beforehand, these 3 artifacts, ones that would heal you either after specific... Yeah. All of these were artifacts that would heal you over time under specific conditions. Booney, you had to have a buff. Pure water, you just had to have it equipped. But beforehand, there was a 2-second delay after you took damage before it would start healing. Now, there is no longer a delay at all. It's just that the healing is reduced. So that means if you're being shot by gunfire, you're still probably going to die. But it also means that, like, there will be moments where this will actually save your life as you're running away from an enemy, because there won't be that gaps. Because let's say, for example, using pure water here, normally... Oh, so pure water, let's read it. Legendary effect is 5 health per second when in river. So, normally, let's say I'm running away from somebody on hoverboard, they are also on hoverboard, they hit me. I now have 2 seconds, 2 seconds go by, and then I can start healing health again. Beforehand, that's 10 health of healing that I would have lost, which is pretty significant. That's a submachine gun bullet, which can actually make the difference. So, yeah. But yeah. I am a bit scared that this is going to make Tex Rollum really strong, though, because Tex Rollum is my current favorite class guard. It has been my favorite for a while, and they're an incredibly strong class guard, mainly because of the amount of healing you can get from having multiple buffs active over time. And normally this would be mitigated by the fact that if you take damage, your healing would slow down, and it would also kind of stop them. Now, the thing is, you can have a fourth artifact, so I'm gonna have to do kind of a bit of brainstorming. Actually, you know what? I am going to play as Text Rollum, mainly because I'm gonna see if there's a fourth artifact that will, like, help me with this, because I think there might be other ones that give us, like, random effects under certain conditions, and if so... Okay, that will be brainstorming for later. Anyways, class card balancing. You can no longer, with the Rowan Rocksteady, you can no longer play the Shockrocker infinitely, which is good, because it was incredibly annoying. If you don't play this game much, basically this was the only card that people would use in pretty much all squads games. You would have one to all three of the members as this character, and all they would do is run at you and play the guitar constantly. And the thing is that it's infinitely, and you also walk faster than if you don't have this card equipped. So running away was not easy. It was incredibly tedious. So now it's just a 1.5 second increase, which is quite nice. That's very good for this for this ability. It's like 30%, 20 to 30% increase. I'm not sure about the exact numbers. Still pretty good. This one. They dropped the bonus by 5, but the max health bonus lasts for 20 seconds after leaving water. This is good because from what I understood beforehand, this character was pretty much useless outside of when you were in water, which is very limiting. And for pretty much most of the game, you have to be very careful with how you take your fights. So this one, I honestly don't know what they did here. I'm pretty sure this is exactly how it worked beforehand, but whatever. Cohort's Kite also affects shield restoration, and they did the same thing here where the cooldown the delay no longer applies after taking damage. This is good. Recon Raptor has 2 by default. Recon Raptor scans enemies that attack it by... Okay, so it has 2 by default, which used to be its legendary effect. Its new legendary effect is that it scans enemies that attack it. Okay, this is actually really good because one of the problems with Recon Raptor is that if you missed with it, it just kind of sat there and the enemies could kind of shoot it and it would go on cooldown for 12 to 15 seconds. Now, even if they do shoot it to kind of get rid of it, you know where they are. And also, I think if you use something if you're using a class card like this one, that goes from 2 seconds to 3.4 seconds, which is quite impressive actually. So, yeah. Let's see. Veteran's Blade only gets 50% of your melee damage bonuses. A bit disappointing, but I understand why this is, because otherwise I'm guessing this would, especially... Oh, I'm guessing some of these changes are because of the fact that you now have a 4th artifact. Which is, yeah. I see many ways you could break the game if this got, all of your melee damage bonuses. Okay, that makes sense. Glyph changes. Snake Lift is now renamed Serpent Glyph, and it gives you a bonus 30 max stamina. I don't know exactly what it did before. I think it gave you... I don't know, actually. I'll have to rewatch previous videos. Hush Glyph. It's renamed the Assassin Glyph, and it gives you 15% damage bonus to enemies below 50% health. This is actually pretty good for taking down some of the chunkier, bigger enemies, like Vector and Disciple enemies. This will also be good for assassin characters. Flower Glyph. So actually the same thing as before. These glyphs also used to have a cooldown after you take damage. No longer the case. I'm guessing it will be the same thing. It gets kind of half for a very short while after you take damage. Minor changes. Visual effect for legendary class cards, which you can see here. It says border and it shines. Honestly, looks sick as hell. Summary screen visual improvements. We'll see about that. Visual when interacting. Animations for hitting these enemies. Slot on the left side, secondary weapons. Okay, I saw this. I don't know what it means though. I am curious to see. We will see shortly because you don't really have secondary weapons. You have your main weapons. Hold on, what does this say? Added slot on the left side of the backpack to display secondary weapons in the inventory. Okay, let's grab some guns. You, and no, okay. And then armament, you, okay. Now let's open the inventory. I think there's something wrong with my Hawk, I'm gonna be honest. Because a lot of this, the class cards have come through and the artifact changes have come through, but a lot of stuff isn't thing. For example, Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna relaunch the game. It might be an issue. I don't know. Okay. Um, a lot of visual stuff. I'm not gonna go through most of this because it's not super important. Consecutive jump height slash distance diminishes have been severely nerfed. So diminishes, keyword, diminishes. So this means that you can kind of just chain jumps a lot better than you could beforehand, where you would kind of just like stall in midair. Now, I mean, it's still not perfect, but yeah, I see how you could use that. Agent, okay, Agent Kappa doing funny stuff. Ping affecting availability of jumps. That's pretty good. This this one, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that's that's all of these stuff. So, yeah, absolutely jam-packed update. So, yeah. Honestly, I'm hyped. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to relaunch my Hawk. I'm going to see. Also, there are a couple things that they mentioned in their like this stuff. So, hold on. So, I'm pretty sure it was this. They had mentioned a couple of things here. Oh, oh, I see. I see. The whole cross-session loadouts and the changes to the treasure system and all of that is happening in the next season, not in this update. Okay. Uh, well, that is okay. Yes, so it is. The game is completely fine. Okay. Well, no, hold on. Cancel that. Let's see what new artifact we can put in. Okay, so actually, I'm gonna close out my Steam because let's be honest, I don't really need it. Okay, so this character revolves around random effects. This gives us random effects. This gives us a buff when one of these goes on cooldown. This gives us health based on random effects. All these pair well together. However, there are moments where we are caught out. So is there an artifact that could give us? Okay, so we're looking for either reduced artifact cooldown or reduced artifact cooldown, reduced gear cooldown, or another way to get random buffs. So this one would give us an accuracy buff, which is nice and all. This one gives us, this one reloads our weapon. This one reloads our weapon when they're holstered, which is alright. This one gives us accuracy buff after we sprint, slide, or surf, which is pretty good actually. Let's see, Shellblazer. No, that doesn't really pair that well. Combusticore, also just explosions. Warden's Glass. Honestly, I wouldn't mind taking Warden's Glass, even if it's not directly, even if it doesn't directly assist us. It is a very nice like quality of life thing to have. It's also very good for like combat and stuff like that, and also just for knowing where enemies are / where they've gone. Especially they don't know they are being followed, which lets you set up really good ambushes. Okay, so this is on the maybe list. So this is on the maybe list. This is on the maybe list. This is on the it'd be funny, but it's not super. So maybe list, maybe list. This is melee damage. Reduces gear cooldown by 50%, and it's double while standing still. But we're dealing damage, which triggers a cooldown. This, in theory, it would work well, except it works terribly because this whole class card is about getting into a lot of fights and finishing fights fast. So scans enemies. I don't think scanning enemies doesn't count as a buff. This is minus max health. This is eliminating somebody or getting an assist heals you. It'd be nice, but this one restores shield after we after it gets broken. Useful. This one is a bonus movement speed. Honestly, I might take this. This is in the maybe list as well. This one is bonus damage. This is Boony. We already have Boony. Yeah, we can't have multiple copies, which is good because otherwise you might as well like stack 4 like 2 Omni repeaters and a couple of other things. Okay, so you can't stack artifacts. That's good to know. Fallback Frog. No stamina cost. Maybe. Maelstrom. Damage and duration of my gear. Duration might be good with loaded D20, but yeah. Revenger's Lap. That's when we deal damage to them. Not quite. This one gives us bonus max health, which honestly might not be terrible because this gives us bonus max health for every buff we have active. so we could have like a crazy amount of maximum health. But I'm gonna keep looking. This is for like melee stuff. Damage taken by your shield to healing. Maybe. Uh, this one actually might be a pretty good choice, honestly. The Vessel Fluid. This is allied. This one reduce damage whilst running. It's okay. This one is whilst invisible disguise. We don't have either of those. This is for like a defensive setup. We don't do that. This one is a good amount of shield. Power Glass actually might be really strong here because both of our gears tend to be on cooldown. If we get legendary, what this means is that how much does buff? 40%. This would be a 40% cooldown reduction on the whatchamacallit, on Doomerang, which means that we can trigger this even sooner when the cooldown starts, and also the same for D20 because we can manually trigger D20. And then let's see about any of these new ones. Incoming healing is increased. Useful. Fire damage, no. Okay. Hermit's Crown. I wonder if Hermit's Crown counts as a buff. As like it gives us like the listed buffs. If it does, that would be great, and this would make this really good. If not, it's still useful. Especially, but I don't know. Okay. So our current contenders, also this one is just, yeah, this is good for combat, but honestly, I'm not a fan of it. So our current contenders are Power Glass, Bloody Blade, because we already have a ton of self-healing. So, Bloody Blade, Newt, Warden's Glass, or Attunement Fife. Okay. I'm going to go through all of these and kind of consider. So, Sprint, Slider, Surf. We tend to do a lot of that. And you also tend to do a lot of that consecutively when we're running at enemies, because Tex Rulum is like a close quarters brawler kind of class. Actually, now that I mentioned that, is there anything that would increase our survivability? Okay. So this would be. We do dodge rolls, and actually, if we do dodge rolls and we have stamina up, this would keep regenerating it. So. Maybe. Okay. I'm gonna have this maybe because also I need to upgrade this. Helioscope would be good for following enemies. Same with Warden's Glass. This one, actually, I don't think Nimble Newt is that needed, mainly because if you use this class card correctly, you tend to have the stamina or the haste buff active quite often, and the haste buff gives you infinite stamina and also maximum run speed. So it would kind of be redundant to take this. So that's one we can check off the list. Let's see. Vessel, Flute, not quite. Bloody Blade. Let's see. It goes down to 20. Resets the cooldown of both gears when you attempt activation either. Ooh. Okay. Hold on. And then we have Power Glass. We could also take Pure Water, but that would be kind of redundant because we already have a ton of self-healing from Booney, and we don't need more healing. We need to cover up. Basically, the main weakness with this character is that once this goes on cooldown and this also stops triggering, you're kind of out of buffs, and so you kind of need to wait / disengage. I could have sworn there's one of these. I think it was Maelstrom. I think Maelstrom in the past used to affect artifact cooldowns, and it doesn't anymore. And so I'm guessing there aren't any that currently affect artifact cooldowns, which would make sense because that's an incredibly powerful ability for an artifact to have. What is this? No. Damn, I really don't know what to take. Tell you what. I'm gonna go upgrade Power Glass, and I'm going to go equip Power Glass, and we'll see how well it runs. Or how well it pairs with this. I might swap it out for something else. Oh, so I'm only gonna be doing one game because I'm guessing I've spent I've spent a lot of this episode rambling and going over patch notes. Also, they sped up the time for this, which is quite nice because normally it used to take pretty long. Also, I'm doing a lot of these because I think I need like 4K in total or something 4 or 5k in total to get whatchamacallit, the artifact, the legendary. Alrighty. Hourglass, where are you? Slot 4. Hourglass. There we go. Yep. Okay. Oh, that's a cool effect. Oh, wait a minute. They visibly... I didn't realize this. They actually change color based on their upgrade tier. This one is blue, but this one's fully gold. That is... Okay, honestly, that is cool. Hold on. What happens if you take, like, this one and then... They visibly change color based on their rarity. That's... Yeah, see, this one, it has blue little, like, Wondurium segments. This one has blue... This one has green ones. This one's blue. Honestly, I never knew this. That is some of the coolest stuff I've ever seen. Okay. Anyways, let's get into a match. So, I honestly have no idea how this is gonna go. Mainly because there is a solid chance that we just happen to run into like a like fully stacked team with like some of the best players who are like playing the update to get everything. Honestly, even if we do end up like not getting the artifact, I just hope that we can finally kill Agent Kappa, because it's been like 3 months. It hasn't been 3 months, but it's been like a month and a half. Actually, I think it's bordering on 2 months now. Anyways, how long have I been rambling? I've been rambling for 40 minutes. Oh boy, this is gonna be one of those extended episodes, isn't it? Okay. Well then. What says loading? Yeah. Okay. I've got my water. I've got myself. Okay. First, okay, so a couple of things I'm curious to see. First off, well, actually, I'm curious to see a couple of things. Mainly, how impactful are the solo buffs? How does the game play now that you are guaranteed to have more players? Because beforehand, the solo players would play with the solo players, squad players play with the squad players, and so they was very isolated. Now that they're kind of thrown together, the matchmaking system can be a lot more lenient, because it's like, you're solo, I don't care, get in here. You're in a squad, I don't know, I don't care, get in here, and everything. So hopefully there's more players. I also just hope there aren't too many. Okay. Oh, so they weren't kidding about buffs. What the?
Let's lock it in. Weapons chest nearby.
Wait a minute. They changed the fonts. They changed the impact fonts, and they also changed the characters' text fonts. What? Okay. Also, I'm doing this mainly because I can get a gun early on. Okay, so from what it seems, okay, so you start out with a 50 shield buff and a 75 health. No, like, I think it's a 50 health buff at the start of a match. Okay, we're gonna take you out. Also, I should probably pop D20. And then put it on cooldown to get the... Okay. So they're not permanent buffs, but it does say that we deal more damage. And actually, I think they are right, because I was doing 26 damage with the thing instead of whatchamacallit. Because normally you deal, I think it's 19 damage to torso, and like previously in Hawked. So I think, what is that? That's a 7 damage increase.
Stock up at the shop.
That's what, like 20%? 20% damage increase is crazy, honestly, but okay. Let's take that. I know it's a lower rarity, but honestly, the Moonduster is kind of iffy in its usefulness. I'm gonna be very careful to not step on this, because I don't want to. I'm going in the wrong direction, I've just realized. So, anyways. And it also said reduce shield cooldown. Yeah, they changed the icon of the grenade to just be a green grenade. Interesting. I honestly kind of enjoyed the previous one, but okay. Is this really? I'm not a fan of this, honestly. This is one of those segments that gets a lot of. This is one of those things that draws a lot of attention, especially if you're shooting. Because you have to shoot to kill the enemies. And you have to shoot a lot of enemies, which makes a lot of noise. I'm trying to keep an eye on the mini map, and also keeping an ear out for the enemy renegade nearby ping. Okay, our shield is broken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think normally it's 10 seconds. Now it's down to 5, which is, yeah, these are good buffs to have as a solo.
Somebody's close.
Okay, so enemies nearby. Also, I think they zoomed the camera out. Yeah, people are getting kills. Okay, so there is somebody nearby. Where are they though? Oh yeah, enemy spotted.
Got something.
Oh. Bots don't appear in the kill feed anymore when you get a kill on them. Interesting. I'm not sure. I mean, it does make it a lot more clear if it was an AI player or if it was an actual player, which I do appreciate, because like I understand having to I understand the I suppose corporate responsibilities to maintain the appearance that your player base is doing fine. But honestly, this makes it a lot more clear if you're facing an actual player or not, which I appreciate honestly. Oh, okay. Hold on, I'm getting some performance issues here. Oh, I remember this. I remember the Supreme Glyph is the one that used to increase your damage to PvE enemies, and okay, I will admit stamina is a lot more useful effect. It was nice and all, but
Somebody's close.
damn it, enemy nearby. Okay, there are two places they can be. They're gonna come from this way, or they're gonna come from that way. We found him. We found him. We found Agent Kappa. Okay, okay. I know it just said enemy nearby, but I honestly do not care. We are going to go get this guy, and we're going to go murder him now. I have spent 2 months waiting for this moment, playing who knows how many ranked games, and honestly losing my absolute, going pretty much insane for it. My vengeance will not be... Also, I'm just gonna drop... Oh, I am out in the open. I did not realize. Okay, there's an enemy nearby. Well, this ain't great. Okay, let's get D20 up. I am rusty. I don't think... When was the last time I played Hawk, actually?
Nothing personal, just profitable.
Okay. It's a Dark Spark. Dark Spark does what the Dark Spark does, which is absolutely ruin people's day. I still find it insane that pretty much nobody uses this. It's a pistol that does 70 damage at a full charge. 70 damage on the green version. Also, I've just... Okay. Note to self, running through a temple to get to the other side is kind of terrible when I could have kind of... Gone around. Well, good news is, at least I'm getting all the enemies buffed and giving them shields, so whenever somebody else runs through here, they'll get things. Okay. We need to get to that icon, because I'm pretty sure... Yeah, there it is. Wait. No, he's behind us. We've been bamboozled. No. Damn it. Okay, good news is he's not that far. Also, whoa, that's fire, that's fire. Okay.
Somebody's close.
Yeah, there he is. He looks just like a player. Yeah, there he is. Oh, okay. Who is this? Hold on. So there's a... Wait a minute. This isn't Agent Kappa. This is somebody else. This is a completely different guy. What?
I'm not feeling
What's going
so
on here?
hot.
Okay, bad news. I am not prepared to fight this guy. Holy... That... Okay, I forgot how much damage the good fella does. Especially if it's being used by, an AI who has a really good aim. Okay, we're gonna have to change our plans here. Which currently our my new plan is okay.
Somebody's close.
Yeah, I knew somebody's close. They're shooting at me. Game. What? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Giving him anti-shield grenades is kind of a dick move. Okay, so note to self, that icon over there does not mean Grail Trader. That icon over there means something else. I don't know what. Because I've never seen this before.
See what you got.
Good news is he's not too tanky once you actually deal with him. No, never mind. He's incredibly tanky. What the hell? Okay, good note. If you shoot enemies, good thing to keep in mind. If you shoot an enemy's, whatchamacallit, coin, it shoots you. I think I remember hearing about this guy in, like, the patch notes of, like, Season 2 or something. He got me. Damn. Good news is I have a heart glyph, so I'm not completely dead. Bad news. You're dead.
I should stock up at the shop.
Well, good news, bad news. Good news is, we eventually managed to kill him. Bad news is, A, we lost our heart glyph. B, I think this is gonna be Agent Kappa around the corner. Yeah, it's gonna be Agent Kappa around the corner. I also have no ammo. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna go open these chests, try and get better weapons. Okay. Instead of being reckless, I'm gonna go and I'm going to, restock. Because we have low tier weapons and we have not great. We have no shield mods or anything like that. And our weapon selection is decent, but there is much better stuff available. So, also, yeah, from the looks of it, like, matches are incredibly chaotic now. Yeah, because the kill feed is just, like, running at 5 million miles an hour. Holy. Okay. Hi. Oh, no, absolutely not. Okay, what is this? Trident? No. Where is it? Damn it. None of these are great weapons. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run over here, we're gonna get up here, and they're gonna try and snipe, this guy. Because we see him, and the AI tends to have worse accuracy at range. That one team that keeps killing everybody is kind of getting their, stuff wrecked, honestly. Until they aren't. Oh boy. Okay, this is kind of cheesy, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, whoa, no. Bail. What the? Okay. Oh boy. That's Reclaimer, not quite what I'm looking for. Also, there's somebody behind me. Nope. Oh, this is not going well. Okay, so these enemies are really difficult. That's good to know. Oh boy. Wow, you wrecked my stuff. Hi. What is it? A Muldoon? Really? Okay, some people died here. Tight frame. We'll take the tight frame. And then, do you have any submachine gun? Okay. No. Dark Spark, great and all. Not really a boss killer weapon. It's a good player weapon. It's not really. Okay, so we see a player and we see the which means I think somebody's fighting him, which is good for us, honestly, because you can imagine why it's good for us. I don't think I need to. Have I ever mentioned how much I dislike the Devoider as an artifact? Yeah, I know somebody's close. What do you mean returning to base for repairs? No, you're not. They're leaving. I'm glitched. I'm glitched in the... Okay. So this update... okay. Well, that's cool. This update is still very buggy, and also these new enemies are incredibly difficult. Wow. Okay. That's cool. This is. Damn it! No, I wanted to. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna play another game. I think this might be going into like the 2-hour mark of an episode. Okay, no, it's just hit 1 hour. That was a very quick game. Well, okay, so we've learned a couple of things. Number one, it is indeed solo squads. Basically, where I'm playing as one person and other people are playing as a team. The new enemies do spawn and they are incredibly difficult. They deal high amounts of damage. I also should probably focus on getting like better shields and higher tier weapons before I go and face them, which makes sense. I think they're designed to be a like really severe threat. Um, the loadout is pretty good. Oh no, Power Glass was nice. Actually, hold on. If I go here, no, I don't want to buy. I want to skip. Is it? Am I still? I'm still cute. Okay. Power Glass. Cancel. Okay, Power Glass worked pretty well, but I don't know because the problem is we only have what we usually have. Um. Okay, we'll give another game with it because I played pretty badly there. I haven't played Hawked in a long time and such. I'm inherently going to struggle, so I do think the legendary effect where only one has to be on cooldown to like reduce the duration is pretty good because it means that yeah, it's gonna speed up the Oh, I see. I have to have it actually actively running. It can't just be idle. Oh boy. Okay, that's not as good as I thought then. Well, maybe because you usually want to have D20 active in the middle of a fight. And also what it does is that it increases the... Okay. I am unsure about this. I will admit. We will do another game with it though to see how it works. Oh boy. Oh, okay. So notes for this second game. Number one, I need to be a lot more careful. Honestly, I'm playing like it's June, and it is not June. This character is not as strong as they were in June. People are better than they were in June. And yeah. The AI enemies are incredibly deadly. I think I'm going to want to invest in either getting like something like a tight frame or the tight frame satyr sniper. Basically some kind of long range weapon. So either that or a shotgun or something. And also absolutely like find a way to get like increased health, which probably means I'm gonna go looking for I'm gonna go around and look for stuff like the the hidden caches, the side quests, all of that stuff to give me. Also airdrops. I think airdrops are going to be really important in this in this new version of thing. So far though, this is incredibly fun. It's also incredibly chaotic, which is perfect for Hawked. Because the problem with Hawked beforehand, up until now, is that it was incredibly still. Is that it was a lot of waiting for a lot of action, which is like for a game like Apex Legends, that's okay because it's kind of I don't know. It's kind of meant to be that way, where the fights really depend on like how you position, how you play well, how your team coordinates and everything. Hawk isn't really designed like that. It's meant to be like high speeds, high stakes. Everybody tries to get to the treasury as fast as they can, and when there's not much like excitement or chaos or stuff like that,
Exile, here I
there's
come.
yeah.
Weapons
Okay.
check.
Also, so immediate feedback. The health boosts are not great. I'm gonna be honest. Having it as temporary health is useful, I will admit. However, most of the time the player is absolutely going to uh run into whatchamacallit. They're going to get themselves into fights with AI and or maybe other players if another team happens to spawn nearby. That stuff is going to go away incredibly quickly. And once it does, well, it's kind of useless once then. It's a one-off thing, which, now, I will admit, it's useful. Yes, it's nice to have an extra, like, 150 health, but it's not sustainable. And basically what this means is that after you're, like, I've already lost 30% of the boosts that I have. It's been 45 seconds, a minute, maybe. What is this? Hardtack? Yeah, we'll take that. Also, I'm going to keep rerolling. I'm not going to loot any of these until I can highlight loot sources. Not quite. Actually, this is a good point. If I have Power Glass, what this means is that I can keep re-rolling. I can re-roll a D20 faster, which means I can get something like the Fire Glyph, which gives me better weapons a lot faster. Also, that's like a 1.5 second cooldown time. That's insane. I will admit this is kind of dull. I'm gonna go loot the
Coming in hot.
ooh, that's a new vector themed zipline. That's cool. I'm gonna go loot the other whatchamacallums. Yes, please. The other chests around here that aren't directly accessible, that are slashed quote-unquote in the gray zone. Whilst I wait for me to get a fire glyph. Not quite. Talking about good weapons, well, that's certainly a start. Accrue more cred. No, I don't want more money. I want better weapons. Game. Whoa, boy. Also, I've just realized something. I wonder if the AI enemies are now stronger also applies to the like AI player enemies, which is stuff like the boss that we fought. Interesting. Hold on. I think there's gotten a visual redesign. Look. Yeah, it's a lot more yellow now, and it looks kind of like a flask. And also, yeah, the icon changes in the corner. That's cool. Now, I will admit I am probably falling behind. This is a terrible thing, a terrible idea, honestly. But I'd like to. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna kind of re-roll it as I run. If I happen to get it, I'll look for chests or something. But yeah. Also, the another piece of feedback: the missing roster bonuses only needs to really appear once. Anyways, as I was mentioning beforehand, basically, so the problem I have with these buffs that you get from playing as a solo is that they are incredibly limited duration. Is that it's for the first couple of fights only, and then once those are over, they're kind of just gone, and what you're left is with like a tiny bit of damage bonus. I think it's like 10 to 20% damage bonus against targets, which is quite nice, admittedly. It's basically like having permanently empowered shots, which is really valuable, but still, lack of survivability is a huge issue. Okay, we're gonna take down the Delta unit, because I want to actually, yeah. I kind of want to see the new, whatchamacallit. Kind of want to see the new, depots. Okay. Alrighty. Well, they're all dead. Good. And minimal loss to us. Perfect. Also, I'm going to dip out of here incredibly fast, because, we are right next to a caravan, which is a hotspot, and I don't want to get caught. Also, I'm going to try my best to not mantle on any weird pieces of geometry, because we saw how that went last time and it got us killed. Yeah, they have alarm towers now. Oh boy. Well, that definitely ups the difficulty. Although, good news is, oh. Jeez, yeah, I forgot how damn strong Textulum is if it is. Okay, that's gonna be good, especially if we get like what happened last time where we got
I should stock up at the shop.
killed by the AI at the last moment by a good grenade throw. You can break the shield. I never knew that. I never actually managed to deal enough damage to break the shield. Okay, actually, I just realized I'm doing 16 damage instead of 12. It's a 20. I think it's a 25% damage bonus, which is actually. Oh.
Extraction point's close.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see there, the AI is going to town on everybody else. This is good, honestly. It's less competition for us, which, thumbs up. There we go. Where are you, mister? We have one. That's good to know. I'm going to ping this spot on the map.
I say we head this way.
So, we know for future reference that there is a... whatchamacallit here. There is a spare revive kit. There might be a spare revive kit on our ping, which is right next to this extraction point, which is pretty easy to remember, actually, now I mention it. Are we going to get Bodhi? We're going to get Bodhi.
Somebody's close.
God damn it. Really? Oh, right, damn it. Actually, hold on. Poison grenades might be really good against Bodhi. I've just realized. Oh, whoa. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I think they might have boosted the damage of Bodhi. Because holy crap, that hits like a truck. Yep, they definitely did. Yeah, okay, we're bailing. Bail. Damn it, that hurts. Like, a lot. Frick ton of damage. Okay, I'm honestly just doing that because I need the quick charge. Shit. Oh, boy. That laser deals a lot more damage. Yeah, okay. They buffed the damage of him. Okay, so it looks like I'm not going to be killing him anytime soon, solo. At least not without, a lot of prep. Damn it. This is giving me, not... I don't know how well we're gonna... This makes me not super optimistic about, whatchamacallit. Yeah, there we go. Well, we got a lot. We've lost a ton of ammo, which is not good. Although we can just... Somebody's here. Somebody's on this control point.
You got the guts, renegade. Let's see how you do.
Ah, damn it.
Somebody's close.
Yeah, game, I know somebody's close. They're shooting at me. Somebody's on this control point right now. So either it's Bodhi that's bugged. I think Bodhi might be bugging this control point. In which case, we've just lost the control point for this match. Okay, change of plans. We are going to leave and go find a different place because I need ammo. Actually, we're gonna go to the shop up here. Wow. Okay, yeah, they definitely stepped up the difficulty here. Well, he broke his shield. Yeah. If you see me like kind of like miss a couple of shots, it's because I'm keeping a close eye on my health to make sure I don't run out. We might actually run out of ammo here. We're dead. We've just been killed by the AI. We're about to get killed by the AI. No, we're not actually. I forgot how... Oh, no, we are going to get killed by the AI. Okay, immediate problem. The AI is incredibly deadly, and also, they don't need to reload at all. We didn't even have... Okay. Oh, boy. I don't know how I feel about this, I'm going to be honest. Okay, hold on. Okay. We're going to do one last match. We're going to try again. I'm gonna try a different character. You know what? Sure, let's go Diego. Diego, stamina. What do you already have here? You know what? Let's take Helioscope. Honestly, it's good. It's solid. You can track enemies. Okay. So, immediate feedback. The buffs for solo mode are not enough. Also, I think they buffed the damage of the AI enemies and also their accuracy, which would make sense because they're no longer separated. And it is really, really, really overtuned, especially for like a solo player. Because like the problem with solos is that you can't just have somebody hide behind cover and draw the attention. You are the person who has to hide behind cover and then also deal damage to the enemy. So unless you're just sitting with a sniper rifle and kickback coin and just dealing damage every so often, you're kind of limited in your options. And also you're incredibly limited in the amount of damage you can take. Which ties back to my original thing. The bonus health is quite nice and all, but it doesn't really do much. It lets you survive a couple of initial fights, and then that's it. You're basically just a normal player who happens to not have two other buddies, and you deal 25% more damage. That's nice and all, but 25% damage doesn't really mean a lot when you can have a team who has one sniper, somebody with a shredder, and then somebody with a guard 21 and guard 21 stamina buffs and like really good aim. It's not going to help you at all there. Probably because most of the time you've already lost that. So, yeah, immediate feedback for this update. So lower the temporary health lower the temporary health bonus given and turn it into a bonus 25 shield, so like 25 shield and 25 health, so you'll be up to 175 health and 75 shield as a player. This sounds like a lot, but keep in mind you are one person against 3. Now, will this like, or at least maybe 20 damage.
You were snuffed out by an...
So maybe, okay, 20 actually would be more aligned, I suppose. Because that's the same as like the Sun and Moon glyph. So basically you'd be up to 170 health and then 170 health, 70 shield. Now, admittedly, does this make you an absolute killer, like absolute tank? No, you're still gonna have to be careful, and you're also probably going to have like play around cover a lot, use grenades a lot, like stuns. I think stun grenades are gonna be really good in taking down these bosses. But what it does is that it makes you at least a bit more tanky, because it's still another 40 health that your enemies are gonna have to cut through. Second piece of advice: decrease the overall accuracy of the AI enemies and make them have to like reload, even if they don't have to like actively like do the reload animation. At least have them have like a quote unquote reload sequence where like duck into cover or something, and like maybe like their shield recharge or something. Because right now they just run at you full speed, and especially against somebody like Pietro Popoff, the minigun guy that I keep dying to over and over again. He keeps running at you like no matter how hurt he is.
Weapons chest nearby.
Which basically what that means is that you get 0 downtime, because there's never a moment where he stops running at you, and he has too much health for you to just be able to take him down like if he was a normal player. Auto attack is still quite good, I'm seeing, which is wonderful. We love the auto attack here on this channel. I will admit the games are a lot more lively, and they're also a lot more fast-paced. Actually, this might be a really good character, because you'll get like even more shield and even more health, like on more kills. The Governor might actually be a good call here, mainly because it's high damage. Now, we don't have any reload speed to pair with it, unfortunately. But we do have healing over time. And also fire. I think fire makes enemies like Bodhi, and then by extension Agent Kappa and Pietro Popoff, panic. If we can get them to panic, that's really good, because we can just like mow them down with our weapons, or we can also just buy time to have our shields recharge. And actually that's why I'm going to be taking the Phantom, because it's honestly like a more versatile Governor. Also, I'm going to be taking out as many AI as I can, because I need max health. I need a lot of max health. Okay, we already have one, which is iffy, but okay. Also, I'm doing me hitting like as many chests as possible. So far though, I am having fun. This is pretty cool. We have yet to actually kill the enemies, so actually, yeah, we still have to actually complete this quest. Wait, what? Okay, it had disappeared for some reason. That's a shotgun, which is also, yeah. Fun fact: did you know you can actually interact with the models in this game? You can like launch weapons with like gunshots, which is really funny because what you can do is you can like use it to like knock artifacts off their things. You can also just shoot away weapons into like bushes or something where enemies can't get them. Especially like if you take out a very dangerous enemy with like, because you manage to get like a really good ambush on them, you're barely alive or something. You know they have a heart glyph, they're gonna come back for their loot. Like you can just shoot their like, because like let's say they had legendary shield mod and you had a blue like a purple shield mod. A purple shield mod is still like a lot of health to go through. So what you can do is you can kind of just shoot into a bush, and even if they see it, they might not be able to actually catch it. So yeah, it is just bonus PvE damage. It's not even bonus PvP damage. Boy. So basically, Solos has become the, Are you feeling lucky, punk? Please be a heart glyph. Okay. Good news, we have a heart glyph. Bad news, we got enemies. So what are we going to do? We're going to back up, we're going to get high ground. We're going to scan, or like, we're going to look around, not... So, we are standing still and they walk towards us. So, yep, it's gonna be.
Nothing personal. Just profitable.
That's a yeah. Yeah, so they did change the fonts on the damage numbers. I don't know. I kind of like the old one, but this one is also still pretty cool. It just feels kind of, I don't know. I mean, I've been playing with it. I've been playing with it for 30 minutes, so I'm gonna reserve the judgment for a bit, but. I'm gonna go do this, even if it might burn a bit of time. What it will be very good at is that I'm pretty sure we get like a guaranteed weapon mod and or like purple shield or better. If we can get like a purple submachine gun slash like auto attack, that is really, really valuable to have because it's we need a strong close range weapon. We've got enemies nearby. I'm gonna hit this mainly because I can use hit flask to get. Oh, actually, it just took away all of my max of my 10 health. Okay, that's not great. I should be yeah, I should be using the auto attack here. This is like the scenario meant for the auto attack. Good news is we are So it turns out traps actually hit twice.
I should stock up at the shop.
Which means I've just burnt my one and only revive, and I am now directly in the face of an enemy. Oh god damn it. Game! Why? I'm dead! I'm dead! What? Okay. The enemies are absolutely far, far, far too damn strong. I went from 275 health to 0 health in approximately 3 seconds, whilst being mostly behind cover. I was the only person in that lobby too. Okay, I'm gonna call my thing there mainly because I'm tired. I think I might play a couple more games. Oh no, actually. I'll play again next episode, and like we can see if we can take down Agent Kappa. Okay, so immediate feedback. The solo mode buffs are not enough. The bonus temporary shield is nice. The bonus PvE damage is nice, but it's not enough to deal with It's not enough to. It's like the temporary health doesn't carry over into any meaningful fights because most of the time you'll lose it to PvE enemies whilst trying to get loot or something. And the bonus PvE damage is only 25%, which is nice and all, but the faster shield recharge, I never noticed it, honestly. I think it's like 1 second to 1 second, maybe 1.5 seconds faster. It was never enough to actually make an impact. Agent Kappa, Pietro Popoff, far, far, far too damn deadly. Which I'm guessing is because they're set at their squad settings. Because if you don't know, a while back, all of those enemies like Bodhi, Agent Kappa, and everything were tuned to have when you're playing in solos mode. They're more inaccurate. They have less health. When you're playing in squads, they're a lot more accurate and everything. They're a lot more deadly because the idea is you have a full roster of 3 people. Except the problem is that
Thanks for stopping by.
is that they've ported over all the settings and they never actually correctly adapted the stuff. So what this means is that it makes Pietro Popoff and Agent Kappa almost impossible to kill as a solo because they deal so much damage in such short amount of time, and they also constantly rush at you. There is no way for you to like distance yourself from a situation to be able to heal up. As you saw there in that last example, I went from having pretty much like 275 to 225 because I think I got hit a couple of times to pretty much 0 health more or less immediately. I got hit with a couple of minigun bolts. I think I got hit with like a grenade or something. I got sound fire and then I just died. And that's it. And there's pretty much nothing I could do there. And I couldn't even see the enemy too, because they were hidden behind a tree. So that too, either have them like be able to recognize if you're part of a squad or not, which might be a bit difficult, or just kind of do the average between the two modes, like the average between the solo settings and the squad settings, so they're not as dangerous in squads, but they're still more dangerous than they were in solos mode. But yeah, besides that, having a 4th artifact is honestly quite fun. I'm honestly super stoked by it. It's quite cool. I imagine it will become a bit of a problem in the future, mainly because it's up to the player to decide what artifact they want to equip, which means that you can use something like the meta loadout and make it even better with another meta artifact. So I'm not thrilled about that. I would have loved if they made if you were forced, basically it would have been great if if this 4th artifact was locked to a specific one, and so they just redid all the class cards with a mandatory 4th artifact, because right now you can take what's already a really good character and make them even better. But I have yet to see that because most of the time I've just been dying to AI, so we'll see if that's actually a problem or not. Increased spawn rates for all the enemies is honestly great, because now I can see the game is incredibly hectic and it's incredibly fun, because you can go from one moment to just trying to do a puzzle to the next moment being ambushed by Agent Kappa on one side, another team on another side. You're in the middle trying to take out a caravan, and I can't imagine how hectic it gets once you manage to actually make it to once you actually get the artifact and try to escape, especially trying to fight off Bodhi and all the other enemy squads. So yeah. Anyways, overall, so far, so this is my general first impressions playing as a solo who is, yeah, as a solo, 7 out of 10. The fusing 2 modes together was a very good idea, because you're basically, yeah, fusing the 2 modes together.
Y'all need to be less focused.
Basically, fusing the 2 modes together was a very good idea. Having all of those enemies and everything spawn at least once per match, also a great idea. But solo, trying to be a solo versus a squad is absolutely hell. The amount of, basically, all of the buffs you get for being a solo, minus the shield recharge cooldown, which is in of itself incredibly, it's very minor. None of them directly affect your PvP combat, which means you're still going to be 3 people versus 1 people, and if one of those 3 people has a sniper or something, you're pretty much dead instantly. Or basically, your chance of winning go from not great to pretty much certain, because of because if you get hit with 1 Peller shot and they're using the sniper class or something, that's I think 102 to 112 damage. That's pretty much most of your health bar. You have one person, they can just run at you. Even if you peek out and shoot them, they can just shoot back at you, and they're gonna kill you most of the time. So what I would recommend is 20. So bonus 20 health. So bonus 25 health, bonus 20 shield. increased, yeah, 30%. So basically, these are what the buffs should be. So you start the match. So basically, you have permanent, non-removable bonus 20 shield and 25 health. You deal an extra 30% damage to PvE enemies, an extra 15% damage to PvP enemies, so other players. Your shield recharges 25 to 35% faster, like tunable and everything. Um, and you get a minor version of the haste, or actually I suppose you get a minor version of all of the buffs. So you have so basically you get like a reduced version of the sprint effect of the haste buff, you get a reduced version of the quick charge buff, you get a reduced version of the accuracy buff, etc. That last one is debatable. It could make you too strong, especially if you're a very good player. But those first couple ones, so basically the bonus permanent max health and shield, bonus permanent PvP and PvE damage, and bonus permanent reduced shield cooldown have to be a must-have, because otherwise there is absolutely no way to play. Other niceties would be, I suppose, reduced aggro range. So like you have to be closer to enemies for them to notice you. What else? It said that you had increased stamina regeneration. I never really noticed it, so perhaps increasing that a bit. Yeah. So that's for the solo player. For the new PvE enemies, just do an average of their squad values and solo values, because as it stands, yeah, because currently you trying to take them down as a solo will be functionally impossible unless you have a very specific loadout, which will most likely be it's either going to be a sniper rifle and anti-shield grenades, or it's going to be a shotgun and anti-shield grenades / stun grenades, which will be pretty much the only way to take them down. Because besides from that, you take too much damage and don't deal enough damage in response to be able to actually kill them. So, yeah. But aside from that, great update. And also maybe like restrict. I'm not sure. So this right here is speculation. It depends on, like, I will have to play more matches, form more of an opinion and everything. But yeah, perhaps what is it? So this is a maybe, but depending on how strong it is, there may be a need to limit what category the fourth artifact slot is. So basically, let's say we have, because as you can see here, all of these have categories. This is hunt, this is survival, and this is utility. So let's say, for example, I have let's say I had 2 hunt and then 1 survival. The fourth artifact would have to be utility or survival. You couldn't have a third hunt. Or say, for example, for Diego Daluth, you would have to take you'd have to take a hunt artifact, because he doesn't really have that much combat stuff. So you can't give him like even more stamina regen or even more maximum health. But for somebody like Texrolum, who's a purely combat class, you'd have to have a utility artifact, so you can't have even stronger combat effects, etc., etc. That last one depends on how bad it is and like how much this breaks the game. But overall, it's a pretty fun update. Like I'm guessing they're gonna do some like hotfix stuff, because a lot of this feels really like, I don't know. It feels kind of like there was like some oversights in testing and creation and stuff like that. But overall, like, I'm a big fan of this update. And honestly, I'm probably going to be playing Hawk a lot more now, mainly because there's just so much more stuff going on in a match that, like, every single match is going to be different, because one match you might like go for a caravan and just try to get the artifact. One match you might just go purely for the artifact and they get ambushed by a couple teams and have to fight your way to the extract point. Or another match you might try to like do it all and try to hit the caravan and Pietro and Agent Kappa and the artifact and kill Bodhi and etc, etc. So there's a lot more variety in the stuff you can do, which honestly, that's what this game needs, is that Hawk thrives on the amount of variety you can have in a match, because that's what it's built around. It's built around having a lot of variety in its gameplay. So overall, yeah, as I mentioned again, personally, based on my personal opinions in the games I've played here today, 7 out of 10. There were a couple of things that weren't implemented super well, or were just oversights. And I'm guessing I will, like, my opinion will most likely boost to an 8, 8.5/9 over over the next couple of days, and depending on hot fixes and changes and stuff like that that they do. Because remember, this is like this update has been live for like what, 6 hours? So yeah, but yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching this incredibly long, a heck of an episode. Yeah, I'm very glad that I'm very honestly super hyped to be playing Hawked again. It's a very fun game, and well, I have actual reason now, which is now that I know Agent Cap actually spawns, I need to find a way to defeat him. And honestly, I think my best chance will be whatchamacallit. My best chance will probably just be sniping him, which is incredibly lame, I know, but yeah, I don't see many other characters that could do it, let's be honest. Also, you can go to hell. Anyways, maybe actually, if we could get this, maybe the burn character might be really good if we could like stack explosives or find a way to get like a ton of explosions on enemies, because you could rack up a ton of burn damage. And well, actually, hold on. Is there a character that does poison damage? That like specializes in poison? No, you specialize in smokes. We might have to go for like kind of like a poison grenade build for these guys, actually. No, because they have more health than they do shields. Okay, so honestly, it might just be anti-shield plus shotgun. Like anti-shield, shotgun, and stun shots might just be the only way to do it. And then you have like a sniper rifle or the steady 20/20 or some kind of long-range weapon to stun them. You run and shotgun them, and then you just keep shotgunning them. Which means that the Tyrant actually might have a place now, because the Tyrant normally suffers from having terrible range, but it has really high damage output if you're point blank at somebody. And, okay. I'm going to go get myself an ice cream. But yeah, anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Hawked gameplay and, well, general breakdown of the update. As I mentioned before, it's quite fun. They missed a couple of things, but it's probably going to get patched out. And the rest of the stuff that they implemented, honestly, super great stuff. Really stoked to see it. And I'm definitely going to be, like, Hawked is going to become one of my more frequent, I have time, like, I'm going to be playing this on my free time games. But yeah, anyways, thank you all. I will see you all next time, and ciao.